Welcome to the season premiere of Monsoon Live right here on the Monsoon Warrior YouTube channel. I am Jeffrey, the Monsoon Mystic, and Starfield kicking us off with our official theme song, Natural Disaster. And today's show is inspired from our recent trip to Streetbeefs. This was our second trip, and it was also inspired by a quote from Ian King saying tell it as a story. So, sit back and enjoy this look back on Streetbeefs 2019. This was our second trip down. And Streetbeefs believes in guns down, fist up, settle it in the ring or in the cage. So here we go. And we're going to talk a lot about the fights. I'm going to try to cover as much as I can without giving way too much. Just so you guys understand, you need to go on to Streetbeefs and watch the fights. We're going to add a description, the link to their YouTube channel tomorrow. We want to get this up fast, and we'll do that tomorrow because we got plenty of time tomorrow. Here we go. So Friday we loaded up. We went down to Virginia. Saturday it was me, Mouse, and Ghost. Now before I go any further, I want to give a shout out to everyone at Streetbeefs and Neutral Corner Boxing Gym for their love and support. Especially, this was a fun trip, and it was just, hanging with all the guys. It's fun. So, Mouse opens the door because they moved to a new location. They had the ring set, but they had a brand new cage. That's going to play a role later on in Fight 7. We opened the door, and there it is. I was like a kid in a candy store. Eyes bugged out. Ah! I walked right to the cage. I said hi to everybody, that's who I am. And I was like, oh my God. Everyone's like, you like it? You like it? I was like, yes! I was ready to go. Then Faye showed up, my man, hey buddy. It was just great. Just so you guys understand, if you've never been to Streetbeefs and you're a fighter, I'm going to tell you exactly how this goes down. So you show up, you say hi to everybody, you usually do that. And then, if you haven't signed a waiver, you sign a waiver. Then, Faze and all them call all the fighters, and they match you up. Here's the deal. I walked down, they said, Jeff, we all got your match up. Walk back. So if they match up, they start running the fights, and it is. And of course, weather was not exactly the world's greatest fan. You got the weatherman, of course it's going to rain. Started pouring down rain as well. So let's get to the fights. Here it is, my take on these. I will try not to give away any who wins or loses. It's just out of pure respect for the fighters. I again encourage you guys go onto the YouTube channel of Streetbeefs. We'll watch all the fights. First off, Full Throttle versus God's Hammer. This was fun to watch. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that a lot in this broadcast, but God's Hammer loading up, firing off, Full Throttle, firing off. You could see these guys wanted to win bad, and the passion for their sport. And you could tell it was first time in for these guys. It was great. I had tons of respect for everybody who gets in the ring or in the cage. It was awesome. So that is a fight you guys need to check out. You'll see great skill. You'll see good jabbing and good body movement and great body shots. I got a lot of that from both fighters. Next up, Black Shogun versus Challenge Accepted. Black Shogun becoming one of my fan favorites. All the fighters are my favorites. I don't have a really favorite, but if I had to make a list, they're up there on the list. Quick jabs, great shots, great movement. Was a fun fight to watch. Next up, arguably this is when the weather started turning bad. Hint, was Carolina Kid versus Savage Shepherd. Now this fight was drama, passion, excitement. It was two great skilled fighters. There was a point where I didn't know who was going to win this fight. I was like, and I'm watching, I'm zoned out. Of course, somebody was calling me, and I'm zoned out because I'm watching this amazing fight. And I know Carolina Kid from talking to him online, and just seeing this was unbelievable. So, and after the third round, you hear the clapping, the applauding. It's worth it. I'm telling you guys right now, this fight stole the energy. You could be like, that's how excited it was. You were drawn to it. All the fights, you're drawn to it, but this one, you could tell it was something unique. And both these guys, great fighters to both guys. Next up, a buddy of mine, SpongeBob, my buddy, versus Boss Wilson. This fight was a quick one, but it was fun to watch. SpongeBob, I had known online again, talked to him, got to meet in person. Great dude. Also gave me a couple tips as well. All these guys gives each other tips, so it's even more fun that you get to learn from other fighters, and it helps you grow in your training. SpongeBob would pull double duty. We'll get to that in a little bit. Next up after that was Cornflake versus Clark Kent. Mutual respect for these guys. This is when the weather started changing a little bit worse. It was starting to pour rain. It was becoming a monsoon. Sorry. And this fight, there's a big knockout, and I can't really tell you who gets the knockout, but it was so crisp, finesse. It was fun to watch. This fight, again, I'm going to say fun a lot in this broadcast. But the back and forth, bam, 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 and then boom! Watch it. You'll love it. Following that, Wolfman versus the Judge. I've met Wolfman. Dude, we've talked a lot, and seeing him in person, getting to meet everybody in person, you know, you put names with faces. And it was this fight, again, fun to watch. Great job to both fighters. A lot of great jabs, great body shots, uppercuts. It was a clinic today. All these fights were boxing clinics. And and some of these guys you train, I don't know what their training regimens are like, but you know, for a young fighter like me, I learned a lot from this. Now, I said SpongeBob had double duty. Guess what? He fought again versus Spawn. SpongeBob, just tons of fun to just watch, and his passion for the sport. So SpongeBob, thank you. And you know, again, fast jabs, fast uppercuts, boom, boom. But that would be the end of our time in the ring. Remember the cage at the beginning of our little story? There's 2 fights left. I was fighting, so just so you guys understand, I had to rewatch all the fights and remember how much I loved, as I put myself in the eye, how much I loved these fights. And I had to make little minor notes. And I'm like, let me tell you a little story about the cage. So Face, the guy who runs it, Chris, says, hey Jeff, you're fighting in a cage. Brain, bing, blows up going, what? That was my brain. And Dan from Ninja Core is like, Jeff, let's train. Let's go. Warm up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da-da-da-da. I was in game mode at that point. Mal says, let's do a spar. We got ready. My fight was next. We go in a cage, and it is against the man they call Ruckus. This guy is a beast. Hats off to this guy. He took this fight at the last minute to face me. I was truly blessed. And I got to share a story about the fight. So after the first round, you know, you saw the passion between me and Ruckus. The passion of this fight. Guys, I encourage you guys to watch it. So after the second round, I go, this is for my mom. Corey, who is a 3-time tough man, says, look up. Ting! I go into game mode where I ignore everybody but certain people. He goes, 30 seconds, jab. Then unleash. Okay, third round. According to Ruckus, I had that look of, oh my God, determination. And 30 seconds after that, bam, 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 bam. So, guys, check out Ruckus versus Monsoon. We were not the only ones to Chris in the cage. This was an honor just to be it, but we followed right behind the main event, which was King Leonidas versus Rampage. I want to talk about this fight more than all the other fights. Because the definition of heart, the definition of passion, the definition of soul, the definition of boxing, the definition of street beefs is summed up in this fight. And I'm going to get passionate, you know, I'm going to get loud as I get people looking at me because of how amazing this fight was. It was a fight that told the epic story of the young lion wanting to take on the king, and this battle between the two. There was a huge social media battle royale, and then it was last man standing. I rewatched it 4 times to remember how much I love this fight as well. And the definition of heart, all of this is in both of these fighters. I would love to match the skill of Leonidas and the heart of both of these fighters. Rampage, oh my God, you are a favorite of mine too. All these fighters are favorites. But when I think of fights, I think of Rampage. I think of Leonidas. I think of SpongeBob. I think of A-Train. I think of all these great fights. And it was like, this was as close to one of my favorite fights of all time, boxing, pro guys, that I've ever seen. And that would be a Gotti versus Mickey Ward, the trilogy. That's what it felt like. You had the rain coming in afterwards to finish it off, but it was the passion that these fighters had, determined to win, determined to prove who was the best between the two. I encourage you guys to go on and watch that. And for any young fighter out there who's watching this broadcast, please watch that fight. Watch all of them. You're going to see that. So, that was our Street Beefs weekend. I want to thank some folks before I go any further, because we're going to talk about the future of the show next. I want to thank Sunshine. I want to thank Face. I want to thank Mighty Mouse. I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Dan, Corey, my opponent, Ruckus. I want to thank everybody who was there. And everyone who's watching the fights. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for letting me be part of this. That is the story of Street Beefs weekend. It was fun. And by the way, June 1st, we're back! We're going back down, obviously. June 1st is going to be off the wall. I can't tell you why, but it's going to be epic. Beyond epic. I think it's going to be bigger than this one. And of course, I'll be in the ring too. So, that is Street Beefs weekend. Let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up on the broadcasts further on. Any topic of boxing MMA you want to talk about, we will do. Also, on the Monsoon Live Warrior channel, this channel that this show is on, we will be talking about my career as I'm in the amateur ranks, and I will occasionally have some sparring matches. We're also going to try to get some interviews with fighters, because we want to promote you guys, the fighters. So if you're a fighter and you want to be on the show, you guys, we can come to your gym, or come here to Newport. We got a nice little cool house. We'll set you up. We'll have an interview. It'll be like the old days, old school Monsoon Live. And also, there's going to be a rematch soon. I don't know, Joshy. 15 times on the glove. Okay. But we also got to defend this title as well. We'll get to that later, and we're going to have fun with that. Program note, next Saturday, well, this Saturday, we're recording it. We'll go up probably within the next day or so after that. We got a epic battle royale, as I like to call it. Some guy named Gage versus the Monsoon. What does that mean? Monsoon Live's going on a road trip again. Ah! We came back and we're taking the show out already. What the? Whatever. We take the show out on the road. So anyway, we are going to do that. We're going to cover that. It's going to be a great matchup. Great fighter versus yours truly. So you never know what will happen when it's Gage versus the Monsoon. Also, we'll be back at Street Beefs 31st and June 1st. Big fight card for that. And I can announce this. We are working on something in July. Exhibition bout as well. A lot of great stuff's coming. By the way, you're going to continue to see my progress as I pursue my amateur boxing career. But that is it for the first show of Season 15. We will have a Facebook page going up probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to get that up as well so you can see my progress there. So, hope you guys have a great day. We got to get going because we got to go to Philly to train because the next fight is right around the corner. I hope you guys have a great week. Lots of love. And again, guns down, fists up. You got a problem with somebody, you settle it in the ring. And the motto of this show, as always, keep it real. Love you guys. Comment below. Peace!